In the vast emptiness of space, a small human repair station floated quietly. It was nothing special, just a basic outpost for fixing Earth ships. The station looked like a shiny metal donut, spinning slowly to create gravity inside. Jake, the station manager, yawned as he checked the day's schedule. It was going to be another boring day, or so he thought. Suddenly, the alarm blared. Jake jumped up, spilling his coffee. "What now?" he grumbled. He rushed to the control room, his eyes widening at the sight on the main screen. A massive alien ship, unlike anything he'd ever seen, was approaching the station. "Holy cow!" Jake exclaimed. He quickly called his small team of engineers. "Guys, you're not going to believe this." The alien ship was a sight to behold. It looked like a giant, glowing jellyfish made of metal and light. As it got closer, Jake could see that parts of it were damaged and sparking. The communication panel lit up. A strange, gurgling voice came through. "Greetings, humans. We seek assistance. Our ship is malfunctioning." Jake and his team looked at each other in disbelief. Aliens asking humans for help. This was unheard of. Sure," Jake replied, trying to sound confident. "We'll do our best to help. Please dock at Bay 3. As the alien ship connected to the station, Jake's team scrambled to prepare. They had no idea what they were about to face, but they were determined to try. The aliens emerged from their ship. They looked like tall, blue octopuses walking on two tentacles. Their other tentacles waved around, carrying tool-like objects. "Thank you for your assistance," the lead alien said. "We have heard rumors of human repair skills. We hope you can help us where others have failed." Jake's team got to work. At first, they were confused by the alien technology, but soon their natural human curiosity kicked in. They started asking questions, experimenting, and thinking outside the box. To everyone's surprise, especially the aliens, the humans started making progress. They figured out how the alien systems worked and began repairs. The aliens watched in amazement as the humans used simple tools and creative solutions to fix complex problems. Word spread quickly across the galaxy. More alien ships started arriving at the human repair station. Some came out of curiosity, others out of desperation. Each ship was different, presenting new challenges for the human team. Jake couldn't believe what was happening. In just a few days, their little station had become the talk of the galaxy. Ships of all shapes and sizes were lining up, waiting for their turn. The humans worked tirelessly, tackling each new challenge with enthusiasm. They didn't always understand the technology at first, but they never gave up. Their problem-solving skills and adaptability proved to be their greatest strengths. As news spread, even more advanced alien civilizations took notice. Some were skeptical, unable to believe that a young species like humans could be so skilled. Others saw potential in these creative beings. Jake stood at the station's main window, watching the line of alien ships stretching out into space. He felt a mix of pride and nervousness. What have we gotten ourselves into? He wondered aloud. Little did Jake know, this was just the beginning. The human repair station was about to become the center of a galactic revolution. Their unmatched expertise would change the balance of power in the universe and secure humanity's place among the stars. As Jake turned to face another day of unexpected challenges, he couldn't help but smile. Life was certainly not boring anymore. The humans were about to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of, one repair at a time. Sarah Chen wiped the sweat from her forehead as she stared at the alien ship before her. It was massive, easily 10 times the size of the largest Earth vessel she'd ever worked on. The ship's hull shimmered with an odd purple glow that seemed to shift and move like it was alive. "Well, this is a new one," Sarah muttered to herself. As the head engineer of the now famous human repair station, she had seen her fair share of strange alien tech. But this ship, belonging to a species called the Zorax, was in a league of its own. The Zorax captain, a tall, insect-like being with 4 arms and glowing eyes, approached Sarah. Human engineer, it clicked in its translator. Our finest minds have failed to repair our warship. We have traveled across 3 galaxies seeking your expertise. The way it said expertise made it clear the Zorax still had doubts. Sarah nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. Can you show me the problem? The captain led her inside the ship. The interior was a maze of pulsing, organic-looking corridors. They stopped in front of a large crystalline structure that Sarah guessed was the engine. Our quantum drive is malfunctioning, the captain explained. Without it, we cannot return home. Sarah circled the engine, her eyes taking in every detail. The other engineers on her team looked nervous, but Sarah felt a familiar excitement building. This was what she lived for, impossible problems that needed solving. Okay, team, she said, clapping her hands together. Let's do what we do best. Time for some good old human ingenuity. Over the next few days, Sarah and her team worked tirelessly. They studied the alien engine, ran tests, and brainstormed ideas. The Zorax watched in confusion as the humans used what looked like primitive tools and even some makeshift gadgets. What is that device? The Zorax captain asked, pointing at a contraption Sarah had built from spare parts. Sarah grinned. This, oh, it's just a little something I whipped up. We call it Jew-God back on Earth, creative problem solving with whatever's at hand. The captain's antennae twitched in confusion, but it said nothing more. On the 4th day, Sarah had a breakthrough. She noticed a pattern in the engine's crystal structure that reminded her of something she'd seen in a completely different alien ship months ago. Guys, I think I've got it, she shouted excitedly. The quantum resonance is out of sync because of a microfracture in the tertiary crystal matrix. We can realign it using a modified version of that sonic welding technique we developed for the Blarg cruisers. Her team looked at her like she was speaking alien herself, but they trusted Sarah. They'd seen her pull off the impossible before. Using a combination of alien tech, human tools, and some devices of their own making, Sarah and her team got to work. The Zorax watched in amazement as the humans darted around their prized warship, fixing, adjusting, and improvising. Hours passed. The engine hummed, sputtered, and then suddenly roared to life. The entire ship vibrated with energy, and the crystal structure glowed brighter than ever. The Zorax captain's eyes widened in disbelief. It works. You've done the impossible. Sarah smiled, wiping grease from her cheek. Not impossible. Just needed a fresh perspective and a bit of human creativity. As news of the successful repair spread, more alien ships flocked to the station. Sarah's reputation grew, and with it, humanity's standing in the galactic community. Back in her office, Sarah looked out at the stars, a satisfied smile on her face. A holographic display showed dozens of alien ships waiting for repairs. Looks like we've got our work cut out for us, she said to herself. But Sarah Chen wasn't worried. After all, there wasn't an alien gadget out there that human ingenuity couldn't fix. The galaxy was about to learn just how resourceful humans could be. The human repair station buzzed with activity. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes hovered nearby, waiting for their turn. Inside, Sarah Chen and her team worked tirelessly, fixing problems that stumped even the most advanced civilizations. But not everyone in the galaxy was happy about this. One day, a sleek silver ship appeared. It was unlike anything the humans had seen before. Its surface was so smooth it seemed to bend light around it. As it approached, all other ships moved aside, as if in awe or fear. Jake, the station manager, gulped. Sarah, he called over the intercom. You might want to see this. Sarah rushed to the control room. Her eyes widened at the sight of the new arrival. What is that? Before Jake could answer, a transmission came through. A hologram appeared, showing a tall, elegant alien with glowing blue skin and eyes that seemed to hold galaxies within them. Greetings, humans, the alien said, its voice melodious yet cold. I am Ambassador Zix of the Celestial Confederation. We have come to Evaluate your supposed skills. Sarah and Jake exchanged worried glances. They had heard whispers about the Celestial Confederation, a group of the oldest and most powerful civilizations in the known universe. "We welcome you, Ambassador," Sarah said, trying to sound confident. "How can we assist you?" Zix's lips curled into what might have been a smile or a sneer. "You misunderstand, human. We are not here for assistance. We are here to test you." With a wave of Zix's hand, 3 more ships appeared, seemingly out of nowhere. Each looked more complex and intimidating than the last. "These vessels contain our most advanced and intricate technologies," Zix explained. "Technologies that have baffled our own experts for centuries. If your skills are truly as remarkable as rumored, surely fixing these will be child's play for you." Sarah felt a bead of sweat roll down her back. This was no ordinary challenge. The fate of humanity's newfound standing in the galaxy hung in the balance. "We accept your challenge," Sarah said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. Over the next few days, Sarah and her team faced their toughest tests yet. The first ship had an AI core so complex it made Earth's best supercomputers look like pocket calculators. The second had a propulsion system that seemed to defy the laws of physics. And the third, well, no one was quite sure what the third one did, but it hummed with enough energy to power a small star. The humans worked around the clock, pouring every ounce of their creativity and problem-solving skills into the tasks. They hit wall after wall, but refused to give up. On the 4th day, when even Sarah was beginning to doubt, young engineer Tommy had a breakthrough with the AI core. "Guys," he shouted excitedly, "it's not broken, it's lonely. The AI is so advanced it's developed emotions. It just needs a friend." Inspired by Tommy's discovery, the team approached each ship with fresh eyes. They stopped trying to just fix the technology and started trying to understand it. They talked to the ships, joked with them, even played music for them. Slowly but surely, progress was made. The AI core started cooperating once it felt appreciated. The propulsion system stabilized when they harmonized its frequencies with classic rock music, and the mysterious third ship. Turns out it was a galactic translator that had tied itself in knots trying to understand human idioms. As the last repair was completed, Ambassador Zix returned. The look of smug superiority had vanished from their face, replaced by one of genuine astonishment. "Impossible," Zix whispered. "You've done what our greatest minds could not." "But how?" Sarah smiled, her team standing proudly behind her. "That's the human touch, Ambassador. We don't just fix machines, we connect with them, understand them, and sometimes, we even make friends with them." Zix nodded slowly, a new respect gleaming in those galaxy-filled eyes. "Perhaps," they said, "we have underestimated humanity. Your species may have a greater role to play in the cosmos than we ever imagined." As Zix's ship departed, Sarah turned to her team. They were tired but grinning from ear to ear. They had faced the universe's greatest challenge and emerged victorious. The age of humanity had truly begun. The human repair station had become a bustling hub of activity. Alien ships from across the galaxy crowded around it, each waiting for their turn to experience the legendary human touch. Inside, Sarah Chen and her team were hard at work, their reputation now solidified after passing the Celestial Confederation's test. Today, they faced a new challenge. 3 very different alien ships had arrived, each with a unique problem that had stumped their own species for years. Sarah saw this as an opportunity not just to fix the ships, but to understand them better. "All right, team," Sarah addressed her engineers. "Let's approach this differently. Instead of just fixing these ships, let's try to understand how they work. We might learn something new." The first ship belonged to the Zorb, a species of blob-like aliens. Their ship looked like a giant, translucent bubble. It could usually change colors at will, but now it was stuck in an ugly brown shade. Tommy, the young engineer who had befriended the AI earlier, took charge of this one. He spent hours observing the ship, even talking to it. Suddenly, he had an idea. "Guys, I think this ship is alive," Tawny exclaimed. "It's not changing color because it's sad. Look, when I tell it a joke, it flickers slightly." Sarah was intrigued. They started treating the ship more like a living being than a machine. They told it stories, played music, and even set up a light show for it. Gradually, the ship's color began to shift, cycling through a beautiful rainbow of hues. The second ship was from the Crix, insectoid aliens with a Hivemind. Their ship was having trouble maintaining its Hivemind connection across long distances. Lisa, another engineer, was working on this one. As Lisa studied the ship's communication system, she noticed something odd. "Sarah," she called, "come look at this. The signal pattern here. It's similar to the crystal structure in that Zorax ship we fixed last month." Sarah's eyes widened. "You're right. But how can two completely different species have such similar technology?" They dug deeper and found more connections. The Crix's Hivemind system used principles similar to the Zorax's quantum drive. By applying what they learned from the Zorax ship, they managed to boost the Crix ship's signal strength tenfold. The third ship belonged to the Vex, a species of energy beings. Their ship wasn't so much a ship as a swirling vortex of pure energy. It was having trouble maintaining its form. Sarah tackled this one herself. As she studied the energy patterns, something clicked in her mind. This is like a larger version of the Zorb ship's color-changing mechanism. Excited by the connection, Sarah applied the same principles they used to cheer up the Zorb ship. She created a harmonic energy field around the Vex ship, stabilizing its form and even allowing it to shape-shift at will. As the team shared their discoveries, they realized something incredible. Despite coming from different corners of the galaxy, these alien technologies all shared underlying principles. They were like different instruments playing the same cosmic symphony. "Don't you see?" Sarah said, her eyes shining with excitement. "This is huge. If we can understand these connections, we could revolutionize space travel, communication, maybe even our understanding of the universe itself." The team worked tirelessly, documenting their findings and theorizing new applications. They didn't just fix the ships, they improved them, making them more efficient than ever before. As the grateful aliens departed, news of the humans' latest achievement spread quickly. The human repair station was no longer just a place for fixes. It had become a center of innovation and discovery. Back in her office, Sarah looked at the star chart on her wall. She drew lines connecting the home systems of the Zorb, Crix, and Vex, then added the Zorax and other species they'd helped. The lines formed a complex web across the galaxy. "We're all connected," she murmured, "more than we ever knew." As she turned back to her desk, a notification blinked on her screen. A new ship was arriving, one that would push their newfound understanding to its limits. Sarah smiled. The greatest adventure of human history was just beginning. The human repair station, once a quiet outpost, now shone like a beacon in the cosmic night. Ships from every corner of the galaxy swarmed around it, their hulls glittering in the starlight. Inside, Sarah Chen and her team worked tirelessly, their fame spreading faster than light itself. One morning, as Sarah sipped her coffee and reviewed the day's schedule, an urgent message flashed across her screen. It was from the Galactic Council, the highest governing body in known space. "They want to interview us," Sarah gasped, nearly spilling her coffee. "Live to the entire galaxy." Jake, the station manager, nodded nervously. "Looks like we've hit the big time, Sarah. The whole universe will be watching." As the news spread through the station, excitement mixed with anxiety. Aliens of all shapes and sizes crowded the corridors, eager to catch a glimpse of the famous human engineers. The day of the interview arrived. A sleek, silvery ship docked at the station, carrying a team of alien journalists. The lead reporter, a tall, shimmering being named Zora, floated towards Sarah with a dazzling smile. "Greetings, Sarah Chen," Zora's melodious voice echoed. "Are you ready to share your story with the galaxy?" Sarah took a deep breath and nodded. As the cameras started rolling, she felt the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. Zora's questions came fast and probing. How do humans, a young species, manage to understand technologies far beyond your own? Some say it's impossible without secret knowledge. How do you respond? Sarah smiled confidently. It's no secret. We humans are naturally curious and creative. We don't just fix things, we try to understand them. Every problem is a puzzle, and we love solving puzzles. As Sarah explained their methods, showcasing their innovative tools and techniques, the galactic audience watched in awe. Messages flooded in from across the cosmos, filled with amazement and admiration. But not all reactions were positive. On a distant planet, a group of alien leaders watched the broadcast with growing concern. These humans are advancing too quickly, one growled. They're upsetting the balance of power. We must stop them before it's too late. Back at the station, unaware of the brewing storm, Sarah and her team basked in their moment of glory. The interview was a huge success, and new ships arrived in droves, seeking the humans' help. However, with fame came new challenges. Some alien species, feeling threatened by human ingenuity, began to sabotage the station's efforts. Strange malfunctions occurred. Tools went missing. Repaired ships mysteriously broke down again. Sarah and her team worked harder than ever, not just fixing ships, but also solving these new puzzles. They developed advanced security systems and even more creative repair methods. One day, as Sarah was elbow-deep in an alien engine, she made a startling discovery. "Guys, come look at this," she called out. Her team gathered around, eyes widening at what they saw. Hidden deep within the engine was a tiny device, unlike anything they'd seen before. It seemed to be the source of the mysterious malfunctions. "Someone's been sabotaging us," Sarah said grimly. "But why?" As they dug deeper, they uncovered a web of conspiracy spanning multiple alien races. Some feared human advancement. Others sought to steal their secrets. The human repair station was no longer just a repair shop. It had become the center of a galactic political storm. Despite the challenges, Sarah and her team refused to give up. They worked even harder, determined to prove that humanity's intentions were pure. "We're not here to dominate," Sarah announced in a galaxy-wide broadcast. "We're here to help, to learn, and to bring the galaxy together. Our knowledge is not a threat, but a gift we want to share with all." Her words resonated across the stars, winning over many skeptics. But others remained unconvinced, plotting in the shadows. As Sarah looked out at the sea of ships surrounding the station, she knew their greatest challenges were yet to come. But she also knew that with human ingenuity and determination, they could overcome anything. The spotlight was on humanity, and it was time to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. The human repair station hummed with nervous energy. Sarah Chen stood at the viewport, her eyes fixed on the approaching ship. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. A massive ancient vessel that seemed to shimmer in and out of existence. "Is that it?" Jake whispered, his voice filled with awe. "The Enigma?" Sarah nodded solemnly. "The ship that no one could fix. Not even the Celestial Confederation." The Enigma had become a legend across the galaxy. For millennia, it had drifted through space, its origins unknown, its purpose a mystery. Countless civilizations had tried to repair it, all failing miserably. Some even disappeared in the attempt. Now, it was humanity's turn. As the Enigma docked, Sarah gathered her team. "This is it, folks," she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Everything we've learned, everything we've accomplished, has led to this moment. Let's show the galaxy what humans can do." They entered the ancient ship with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The interior was a maze of corridors that seemed to shift and change as they walked. Strange symbols glowed on the walls, pulsing with an eerie light. "Okay, team," Sarah said, "let's split up and gather as much information as we can. Remember, don't touch anything unless you're absolutely sure it's safe." Hours passed as the humans explored the ship. They encountered technologies so advanced they seemed like magic, and puzzles so complex they made their heads spin. But slowly, piece by piece, they began to understand. Tommy discovered that the ship's eye was fragmented, scattered throughout the vessel like a broken mind. Lissa found that the engine room was a miniature universe, with stars and planets swirling in a cosmic dance. And Sarah realized that the entire ship was alive, in a way they had never encountered before. As they worked, news of their attempt spread across the galaxy. Alien civilizations watched with bated breath. Some cheered for the human success, while others hoped for their failure. Days turned into weeks. The team barely slept, fueled by determination and countless cups of coffee. They faced challenges that pushed them to their limits and beyond. But with each obstacle overcome, their understanding grew. Finally, after a month of non-stop work, Sarah made a breakthrough. "It's not broken," she announced to her weary team. "It's evolving. This ship, it's trying to transcend its physical form." With this realization, everything fell into place. They weren't trying to fix the Enigma. They were trying to help it complete its transformation. Using everything they had learned from their previous repairs, the team worked in perfect harmony. They synchronized the fragmented AI, stabilized the engine room's mini-universe, and communicated with the ship's living systems. As they made the final adjustments, the Enigma began to glow. Energy pulsed through its corridors, and the strange symbols on the walls danced with light. Suddenly, a voice echoed through their minds, ancient, powerful, and filled with gratitude. "Thank you," it said. "For eons, we waited for a species capable of understanding. You have freed us from our chrysalis." The ship began to fade, becoming more energy than matter. The human team rushed back to their station, watching in awe as the Enigma transformed into a being of pure light. As the radiant entity drifted away into deep space, a wave of knowledge washed over Sarah and her team. In that moment, they glimpsed the true nature of the universe, its past, its future, and humanity's place within it. Back on the station, as alien diplomats and journalists clamored for answers, Sarah and her team shared a quiet moment of reflection. "We did it," Jake said, his voice filled with wonder. "We solved the unsolvable." Sarah smiled, her eyes shining with the light of new understanding. "No, Jake, we didn't just solve it, we evolved with it." And now, everything changes. As news of their success spread, the galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what humanity would do next. The age of human innovation had only just begun. The successful transformation of the Enigma marked a turning point for humanity. Sarah Chen and her team returned to the repair station as heroes, but they knew their work was far from over. The knowledge they had gained from the ancient ship had opened up new possibilities and responsibilities. In the weeks that followed, the station buzzed with activity. Alien diplomats from every corner of the galaxy arrived, eager to discuss the implications of humanity's achievement. The Galactic Council called for an emergency session, with Earth invited as an honored guest. Sarah found herself addressing the council, her voice steady as she spoke to the assembled representatives of thousands of civilizations. "What we learned from the Enigma," she explained, "is that the universe is more interconnected than we ever imagined. Every piece of technology, every form of life, is part of a greater whole. And we, as sentient beings, have the power to shape that whole." Her words resonated across the galaxy. Many alien species, once skeptical of humanity, now looked to Earth with newfound respect and curiosity. Back at the repair station, Sarah and her team began implementing their new knowledge. They didn't just fix ships anymore. They improved them, integrating the universal principles they had discovered. One day, a Zorb ship arrived with a familiar problem. It was stuck in a dull brown color again. But this time, instead of just cheering it up, Tommy approached it with a deeper understanding. "Hey there, big guy," he said to the ship. "Let's not just change your color. How about we help you express yourself better? Using the Enigma's teachings, Tommy modified the ship's systems, allowing it to create stunning light shows that reflected its emotions. The Zorb were overjoyed. "You haven't just repaired our ship," their captain bubbled. "You've given us a new form of art." Similar breakthroughs happened across the station. Lissa used her knowledge of the Enigma's mini-universe to revolutionize propulsion systems, making interstellar travel faster and safer. Jake developed new communication methods based on the Enigma's telepathic abilities, allowing for instant messaging across vast distances. As word of these advancements spread, more and more alien species sought out human expertise. The repair station expanded, becoming a center for innovation and cultural exchange. Humans and aliens worked side by side, learning from each other and pushing the boundaries of what was possible. But with great power came great responsibility. Sarah knew that their newfound knowledge could be dangerous in the wrong hands. She worked tirelessly to ensure that human innovations were used for the benefit of all, not just a select few. One day, as Sarah was meditating on these challenges, she received an unexpected visitor. It was a being of pure energy, similar to what the Enigma had become. "Sarah Chen," the being said, its voice resonating in her mind. "You and your kind have proven yourselves worthy. The time has come for humanity to take its place among the guardians of the cosmos." The being explained that there were ancient forces at work in the universe, forces that sought to maintain balance and foster growth among younger civilizations. Humanity, with its unique blend of creativity, empathy, and determination, was being invited to join this cosmic fellowship. Sarah was overwhelmed but knew this was an opportunity humanity couldn't refuse. With the blessing of Earth's governments, she accepted the role on behalf of her species. In the years that followed, humanity's influence spread across the stars. The repair station became a beacon of hope and progress, a place where the impossible became possible. Humans ventured out into the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as helpers, teachers, and friends to all species. Sarah often found herself looking out at the stars, marveling at how far they had come. From a small repair shop to the guardians of cosmic knowledge, humanity had found its place in the universe. As she watched a group of young human and alien engineers excitedly discussing a new project, Sarah smiled. The future was bright, full of endless possibilities, and humanity, with its unmatched expertise and newfound wisdom, was ready to face whatever challenges the cosmos might bring. The age of human innovation had become the age of galactic cooperation, and the universe would never be the same again.